Hello, United Nations. I'm Violet West, and I'm here to tell you today about why my beautiful country, Abbgalia, should be part of the United Nations. Well, let's start with the basics about Abbgalia. Abbgalia gained its independence in 1867, which is the same year as their close friend and neighbor, Canada, gained their independence from England because they were a British colony. Abbgalia's population is about 14 million people, which is quite a few. And on average, the people live to be 87 years old. That's pretty old if you ask me, because I'm only 15, so 87 is a long way to go. For ethnicity, about 57% of the people are British, thus they were a British colony, and then another 33% of the people are French. Some 5% is African American. Another 1% is Hispanic Latino, and then another 1% would be Chinese, and then the remaining 3% is just a bunch of other stuff. Literacy rate of our people of Abbgalia is about 98%, which is pretty high. And the dependency ratio is around 50-50, which not bad, if you ask me. Abbgalia is at stage 4 of the demographic transition, which means they have a low birth rate and a low death rate. We're up there. This means that we are a more developed country. Abbgalia is a corrupted state, that's its shape, because it has 5 fingers that look like a flower. It's very beautiful. It's got water boundaries all around it. It's an island, so that's why it's got water boundaries completely around its beautifulness. And then inside, within Abbgalia, there's a couple boundaries. There's a cultural boundary around its folk town, Daisy City, because it's a folk town and the rest of the whole country is popular culture, but then Daisy City, they're just like a cute little folk town here. And then there's Lily Town. It's kind of isolated from the rest of Abbgalia because of its geographic boundary of the Nigella Mountains. The size of Abbgalia, it's about 200 square miles, which is pretty small. That means it's a microstate because it's so cute and tiny. The government here in Abbgalia is a direct democracy because everyone in Abbgalia, after becoming free from England, we were like, no, we do not want to be controlled like that anymore. So we decided everyone should have a say, and that's why we're a direct democracy. Our population pyramid, as I am showing you right here. There's a little bubble right here around the 20s to 35-ish because there's a bunch of people there. And a lot of people like to migrate here at that age because a lot of people have been migrating lately here. And then there's a lot of kids that right now around the 0 to 5 age because the people in their 20s and 30s, they're having kids, so that's why there's a little bubble of kids there. And then when you go up, all the way up to the elderlies, when you're at your 80s and early 90s, it starts to drop off because there's less and less people there because people are starting to die off. But if you look, there's more females than males because we live longer. Let's talk supranational organizations. The OAS is in the Western Hemisphere. We're in the Western Hemisphere. That's why we're a part of it, obviously. I mean, come on. We want to be part of it because, a lot of our we're part of it because a lot of our allies are part of it. So why wouldn't we be part of it? Now let's talk trade. We trade with Canada and America, and that's pretty much it because they're so close to us. Canada, we give them food and fur and gems, and they give us food and appliances. And then America, we give food, some gems and fur, and they give us technology and more food. Resources, we have gems, fur, and coal, which are international, and then some man-made international would be fur products, and then our domestic resources that are natural would be food and flowers, and then our domestic man-made would be boats. In energy, we have coal, but lately we've been more transitioning over to solar power. And then political parties, similar to America, we have 2 main political parties, which would be the Republicans and Democrats, but some other political parties are starting to become more powerful and used. This is why we should be part of the United Nations. This is Violet West signing off for Abbgalia.
Abbgalia, together as one, we stand united forever.